My name's Akash Magoon. I'm the CEO of Adonis. Adonis is a software platform that helps medical providers and hospitals manage their end-to-end medical billing process, where we help automate the claim submission process so that they can get paid. So the mission behind Adonis really started in our past lives, where me and my co-founder, who happens to be my brother, we were building a benefits business where we were helping everyday Americans pick their benefits during open enrollment. When you think about open enrollment, it's a really difficult decision-making process for most Americans, and knowing what to pick between medical plans, dental plans, life insurance, HSA can be pretty cumbersome. And so we had built a TurboTax style product for open enrollment and realized that that wasn't the only challenge that patients have. When patients have to actually go through procedures and get care, the billing process can be quite overwhelming. And so we learned about the problems that we're solving now through building our first company. And so our mission is to maximize revenue outcomes for medical providers so that they can focus on providing the highest form of clinical care. I think one of my favorite parts of the job is recruiting. And historically, for me, I've found that some of the top performers at both companies that I've been lucky enough to start have been the person with the most chip on their shoulder, very tenacious, and have a lot of grit and tenacity, not the person that necessarily has the most amount of experience. As a first-time founder in my previous company, we were always looking to recruit for people that had been in our space for a long time, that had the biggest gold medals on their resume. But we found that that's not always the best person to bring onto the team. Said in a different way, I'd rather go and find the next rookie of the year as opposed to the person that's won 5 Super Bowls before. I think the advice that I give fairly often to friends that are aspiring entrepreneurs is finding the fastest path to an MVP and then going and testing that minimum viable product out with the market. And to zoom out, I think one of the challenges that most ambitious people have is that they stick in their head a lot and they have ideas, but they have maybe analysis paralysis to actually go and embark on that journey. And so I've always, whenever I have an idea, tried to figure out what's the fastest path to building a really scrappy prototype of that idea, go test it out with the market. And if you build that prototype in 3 days and you go ask the market for feedback, they'll either say it's not good, and in that case you only wasted 3 days, or they'll say it's great and you can go and build your prototype from scratch. But as opposed to building a first version of the software in a garage for 3 months, I'd much rather figure out how you build it a lot faster and go test it out with the market. Yeah, there's actually nothing quite like the startup community, and one of the things I'm really appreciative of Everyday Ventures and the community that you built in New York is 10 years ago, building a startup in New York City was actually really hard. Most of the resources and the capital and the talent I felt was in the West Coast, but building a really strong New York City presence has been something that's been really helpful for me as a second-time founder. And so there's nothing quite like interacting with other founders, learning about how they're approaching operations and team building and access to capital and going to market. And so that's been really helpful, because building a company can be a lonely journey where you might have a team under you, but you oftentimes only share the biggest challenge that you have with folks that are investors or friends that are in your shoes. And having access to other founders through being a portfolio company has been really rewarding for us. What's really cool about Everywhere Ventures is the portfolio base is actually, there's a lot of breadth to it, where we've been a part of other VC firms that have that are quite thematic, but when you have other portfolio sister companies that are in different stages of their company in different categories, and you can learn from how they're going to market, how they're thinking about product development, how they're thinking about team building. It's been really helpful for me to resonate and put myself in their shoes and vice versa. And so that's been really great. And I think you, Scott, and Jenny and the team do a really good job of connecting people in the portfolio company that might be synergistic. And so I don't know how you guys do it, but it's been a big part of being a portfolio company. Hi, my name's Akash Magoon. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Adonis, and we're a happy portfolio company of Everywhere Ventures.